Ford, a name that's synonymous with muscle cars, speed, and raw power. While the Mustang might be the most iconic, Ford's legacy runs much deeper, with countless performance cars that have defined generations. From the golden age of the 60s and 70s to today's modern beasts, Ford has always pushed the limits of what muscle cars can do. Today, we're counting down the 10 fastest Ford muscle cars ever built. 10. 2013 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500 Super Snake. Top speed 202 miles per hour. The 2013 Shelby GT 500 Super Snake isn't just the fastest Ford muscle car ever built. It's the ultimate expression of power, precision, and performance. Packing a 5.8-liter supercharged V8 with 662 horsepower, the Super Snake was engineered to break records. With a top speed of 202 miles per hour, it wasn't just the fastest on this list. It was in a league of its own. The power was staggering, and the performance was beyond anything anyone had ever expected. Ford didn't just create a muscle car with the 2013 GT 500 Super Snake. They created a legend that would go down in history as one of the most jaw-dropping machines to ever wear the Mustang badge. It was the perfect combination of performance, design, and history, and it proved that the Shelby name still had the power to shock the automotive world. 9. 2016 Ford Mustang GT 350. Top speed 174 miles per hour. Fast forward to 2016, and the Mustang GT 350 arrived as a reminder that Ford never stops chasing greatness. With a 5.2-liter V8 engine and 526 horsepower, this wasn't just a performance car, it was a true competitor on the track. It wasn't about just straight-line speed. The GT 350 was designed to corner with precision, offering a driving experience that was as thrilling as it was fast. With a top speed of 174 miles per hour, it wasn't the fastest in a straight line, but it was built to handle curves, making it one of the best handling Mustangs Ford had ever produced. It was the perfect way to celebrate 50 years of Mustang performance, combining a legendary name with modern-day performance that turned heads around the world. 1987 Ford Mustang GT 5.0, top speed 143 miles per hour. Back in '87, the Mustang GT 5.0 made a return to glory, and it came with a sense of purpose. The Fox body was lighter, more agile, and carried a 5.0-liter V8 that delivered 225 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. While other muscle cars were weighed down by the power struggles of the '80s, the Mustang was pure performance. At 143 miles per hour, the '87 GT wasn't just fast. It was a lesson in engineering. It showed that you didn't need the largest engine to make a car fun. It was all about balance. This Mustang became a symbol for a new generation of muscle car lovers who wanted the same thrilling speed of its predecessors, but with a modern edge. 7. 1970 Ford Torino GT Cobra 429. Top speed 136 miles per hour. The Ford Torino GT Cobra 429 wasn't just a car, it was a statement. With a 7.0-liter Super Cobra Jet V8, this car was built to challenge the titans of the muscle car world. Forget the flashy design, this car's soul was under the hood. The Cobra 429 wasn't about subtlety, it was a show of pure strength. With 375 horsepower and a top speed of 136 miles per hour, it could stand shoulder to shoulder with the most iconic muscle cars of the day, like the Dodge Charger and Chevrolet Chevelle. It was built to dominate the drag strip, and in its prime, that's exactly what it did. The Torino Cobra's raw power makes it one of the most understated yet fierce cars in Ford's muscle car lineage. 6. 1967 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500. Super Snake, top speed 170 miles per hour. The 1967 Shelby GT500 Super Snake isn't just a car, it's a legend. Created by the one and only Carroll Shelby, this car was an engineering masterpiece, pushing the limits of what a Mustang could do. With a GT 4047 V8 cranking out 520 horsepower, this prototype was designed for speed and performance in a way that no one could quite believe at the time. Shelby's vision was to create the ultimate muscle car, and the Super Snake did just that. At 170 miles per hour, this Mustang was a true performance icon. The GT 500 Super Snake was so ahead of its time that only one was ever built, and it became an untouchable piece of Ford's history. For enthusiasts, this car is the epitome of what Ford muscle cars stand for: unmatched power, relentless speed, and unforgettable style. 5. 2003 Ford Mustang SVT Cobra. Top speed, 175 miles per hour. The 2003 Mustang VT Cobra marked a major shift in Ford's approach to performance. This car was no longer about nostalgia or muscle car tropes. It was about modern-day, no-compromise speed. Powered by a 4.6-liter V8 producing 390 horsepower, the SVT Cobra wasn't just another Mustang. It was a full-on performance machine with the power and agility to back up its bold design. With a top speed of 175 miles per hour after removing the limiter, the Cobra was capable of reaching some serious numbers, but its real strength was in how it blended power with refinement. It was a car that felt as good on the track as it did on the street, and it redefined what a modern-day Mustang could do. 4. 2010 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500. Top speed 190 miles per hour. Now let's look back a decade to the 2010 Shelby GT 500, a car that set the stage for the future of Mustang performance. With a 5.4-liter supercharged V8 making 540 horsepower, the 2010 model took the Shelby GT 500 legacy to new heights. But it wasn't just about raw power, it was about refinement. Ford managed to create a car that was both a daily driver and a weekend warrior. The 2010 GT 500 was fast, aggressive, and remarkably composed. With a top speed of 190 miles per hour, it could outrun many of its competitors while maintaining a level of street credibility that few could match. The 2010 Shelby GT 500 isn't just a car, it's an experience. 3. 1994 Ford Mustang GT SVT Cobra. Top speed, 137 miles per hour. The 1994 Mustang GT SVT Cobra represents a time when Ford was starting to make waves again after the performance dip of the 80s. The 5.0-liter V8 engine wasn't the biggest, but it was more than enough to turn heads. With 240 horsepower, the Cobra felt nimble, quick off the line, and surprisingly agile. Sure, it wasn't a speed demon like the earlier muscle cars, but at 137 miles per hour, it wasn't here to back down either. This Mustang was for those who appreciated a balance of power and precision. The 94 Cobra reignited the flame for Mustang enthusiasts, blending performance with a fresh, modern design. It was the car that helped launch the Mustang into the next phase of its legendary run. 2. 1973 Ford Falcon XB GT. Top speed, 132 miles per hour. When we think of Ford muscle cars, the Mustang instantly comes to mind. But let's take a moment to appreciate the Falcon XB GT. This muscle car was a hero of the Australian streets, where Ford's Aussie division created something special. While the US was already going through a performance shift, this Falcon XB GT kept the spirit of muscle cars alive with its raw, rugged power. Powered by a 5.7-liter V8, it wasn't the fastest on the block, but it had enough bite to rival its American cousins. At 132 miles per hour, the Falcon was never about just top speed. It was about feeling the road under you, pushing the limits on those long stretches of highway. It's a reminder that muscle doesn't always need to come with fame. Sometimes it's the underdog that proves the most memorable. 1. 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500. Top speed 180 miles per hour. Fast forward to 2020, and the Shelby GT500 returned to the spotlight with more power than ever before. This was Ford's most powerful production Mustang to date, packing a 5.2-liter supercharged V8 that churned out a jaw-dropping 760 horsepower. With a top speed of 180 miles per hour, the GT500 was built for both the street and the track, offering blistering acceleration and handling that was ready for anything. This Mustang wasn't just fast, it was a precision tool designed for enthusiasts who demanded the absolute best. The 2020 Shelby GT500 is a perfect example of how Ford's muscle car legacy continues to evolve, creating machines that push the envelope of what's possible on four wheels. From the raw power of the Shelby GT500 Super Snake to the legendary rumble of the Mustang Cobra, Ford has shown us what it truly means to push the limits of muscle car performance. But remember, this isn't just a countdown. It's a celebration of Ford's incredible legacy of speed, power, and pure American engineering. These cars didn't just break records, they rewrote the playbook. So whether you're behind the wheel of one of these legends or just dreaming of it, one thing's for sure, Ford's muscle car history will always leave you breathless. And hey, which one of these speed demons would you want to take for a spin? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more high-speed thrills. Until next time, keep the pedal to the metal and the engine roaring.